Mr Speaker.
Honourable Marama Davidson.
I move that the Consumer Guarantees Right to Repair Amendment Bill be now read a first time. I nominate the Economic Development, Science and Innovation Committee to consider the bill. Mr Speaker, the Right to Repair Bill is exactly that, the right for us to repair our goods. In Aotearoa, we're all really proud of being able to fix our stuff. We actually highlight that as a primary part of the culture of us. We fix stuff, we like to get under the hood, we like to work out what has gone wrong. The Right to Repair Bill will support us to be able to fix our stuff when things go wrong, when they break. I'm really, really proud of being able to bring this member's bill to the House tonight. I'm also really grateful for the incredible long work that many organisations, community groups and businesses have put into calling for exactly this sort of bill. Organisations like repair cafes across the country, my goodness, if anyone ever gets a chance, I urge our MPs to attend one of those, and I know many of the MPs have, across the country. They are the epitome of who we are. They are people coming together with their broken things, coffee machines, I saw lawnmowers, toasters, watches, clothing, and a whole range of goods, with people in the community who have a flair for being a tutu. And we all know that. We all love that about us. We've probably got one in our own whānau, most of us. The person who we called up when the video bunged up, or when anything bunged up. The repair cafes, organisations like the Repair Network Aotearoa, the Repair Coalition, Consumer New Zealand, Choice of Repair, and their particular focus on mechanics and campaigning for better protections for their mahi. Many businesses who already have repair in their business model, like Blunt Umbrellas, for example. There's also Sleepyhead, I believe, New Zealand manufacturing. And so many community groups and advocates who have been working collectively for a long time to bring legislation like this before government, before the House. I also, Madam Speaker, thank you. Turn around and
we surprise you like that sometimes.
It's good to see you there, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. It's good to have you back.
Thank you. And because people are aware that I have been away, I need to thank my colleague, firstly, Ricardo Menendez March, for drafting this bill and allowing me to steward it into the biscuit tin and out, and being the kaitiaki of this bill while I have been away. We cannot do our work without our incredible staff, we know this, and I am so proud to pay respect to our team who have been doing the research on the bill, who have been allowing us to stay connected to the organisations who are really backing this legislation, to connecting us to the community leaderships and the repair cafes across the country. So many people to thank. And that is because this bill is quite a common sense one. It's a very common sense one. It is because this bill is at the heart of our communities wanting to fix our stuff and removing the barriers. So at the moment, the issue that we have got here is there's a loophole. Manufacturers normally have to provide information, spare parts and tools so that when stuff goes wrong, we've got a pathway to repairing it. There is a loophole where they can get around that requirement by simply saying, I'm sorry, you must bring this to a manufacturer approved or a license approved repairer, or you must not replace any parts with any other parts, or you must not seek a third party to help you to fix this. All they have to do is be upfront about that at the start, at the point of sale. And then they are not obligated to help us to fix our stuff. This Right to Repair bill removes that loophole and will require manufacturers to provide tools, information, access to diagnostic information, for example, spare parts, so that we even have a chance of fixing it in the first place. Now, Madam Chair, there are so many benefits for this. Yes, of course, as I've highlighted, the convenience, the sovereignty of us actually owning our stuff for real, which means being able to have control over it when it breaks down. What we also know, and I'm going to pick up on farmers and rural communities. So at the moment, we should all be clapping for this. So it's really important for farmers and people in rural communities to be able to address their issues promptly when equipment breaks down. And often that equipment is large, massively priced, expensive investment machinery. Now what we have got is a barrier often to even diagnosing the problem, especially with some of the more modern equipment, that there is it's called proprietary software, it's closed software. I'm sorry, you can't even access the computer that is operating your thing. You can't even have a look at what's going wrong. And then beyond that, we actually have skilled specialist people in our communities, often on the same farm. We've got the story of a farmer whose two sons have actually trained as technical automotive and mechanical repairers, but because they cannot access the information, they cannot fix the machinery themselves. So farmers are held hostage by having to then call on manufacturer approved technicians and wait. And often the machinery breakdown is at crucial times like harvesting, and then waiting for a technical expert, an approved expert, that can actually price and exploit farmers and charge a price that is well above what is reasonable, where a local technical expert can get there faster and for a reasonable price. These are some of the examples of the stories of why this bill would make it better for all of us. But not only that, even let's say vacuum cleaner, dryer, washing machines, coffee machines. We have got the instance of when those things break down, and taken back to the manufacturer because that's the only option, less than 24 hours later, that thing is in landfill and has had a full replacement, straight to landfill. It might be a broken lid. It might be something as trivial as a little part, motors fine, straight to landfill. So there are environmental benefits also to this bill alongside the convenience and cost of living benefits to this bill. So we've got climate change, we've got reducing the cost of living. I want to acknowledge the thousands of businesses who have at their heart a vision for enduring sustainable practice who are also lending their voice to this bill. And we often overlook that actually many businesses are streaks ahead of successive governments when it comes to wanting leadership because they understand and are not pulling the wool over their own eyes because a smart business does not, that they have to address in their practice model the crises of climate change, inequality and social cohesion. These businesses have reached out to us in support of this as well. I see no reason why this House wouldn't unite when you have got rural communities, farmers, businesses, community, just consumers, just people at the heart of our communities. I don't see any divide across all of the political parties in here for being able to step up and support this bill right now, not later, not down the track, right now where we can send it to select committee, where we can hear from the experts, where we can hear from businesses and farmers and rural communities and just people who buy things to come in with experts. And also that's where the link to international overseas legislation will be made because we are going to be left behind UK, the US, Canada, Australia. France has a repairability index where they're now forcing competition for businesses to say, hey, my stuff can be fixed better than yours. What a fantastic way to cause competition. Madam Speaker, I am so proud of being able to bring this bill to the House with its multiple benefits to people and planet and to just our everyday convenience, with its broad support from across diverse communities, with the opportunity right now to get it to select committee. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
The question is that the motion be agreed to. Dan Bidwell.
Madam,
I love Marama's first part of the statement. I want to know, has Marama changed oil on a car?
she probably has.
I believe that.
I'm so glad she gave credit to Ricardo. A lot of people that I've spoken to, farmers and stuff like that out here, they've told me, oh, Ricardo's a bit of a sissy boy. We don't take him seriously. Well, hello to the farmers that are watching this. He's not a sissy boy. He actually did a lot of very hard work on this, so you can have the autonomy to fix your own shit. And as someone who's worked in forestry, who repairs chainsaws, right? I like being able to fix my own chainsaw. I don't want to buy a chainsaw that's got some fucking software in it where I have to take it off to a specialist to pay an arm and a leg. I want to be able to just get out the manual and fix it myself. And I think it's great that I have a chainsaw that I can do that with, okay? I don't know what Acton National has got in mind because they voted against this bill. But they would probably be quite happy of me having to buy a new fucking chainsaw every time a bit of my chainsaw is broken.
It's tax deductible, and they're doing you a favour for it, even if you do not have the means to pay for it.
What's funny is New Zealand First actually agrees with this bill. So, you know, Ricardo can't be all that bad. He's an immigrant, yet he's making pro-New Zealand worker bills. Like, come on.
I wonder if they do that because of the sexuality.
Yeah, it's probably because they're homophobic. To be quite honest.
Because I've had that more commonly, hearing that, the people that they regard as sissy, they tend to do that based on sexuality, which is not necessarily the case at all.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't call you a sissy boy, and you're gay.
Oh, I'd probably do a hell of a lot more work than probably some of these people who would immediately jump to that.
But again, it's just some of the attitudes in rural areas that tend to vote for parties like NZ First. It's like, guys, look, Ricardo, he's come over from Mexico. He's produced a banger of a bill with Marama Davidson. Okay? As someone who lives in a rural community, he's got my bloody respect.
Yeah. Okay. Let's...
Thanks for watching. Make sure you're subscribed to our Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, Instagram, TikTok.